Alright, we're taking a look at episode 6 of the Dungeons & Dragons cartoon from the 80s. We open on a mysterious set of footprints being set on the sands, as the kids await to ambush whatever this invisible creature is, only to have the mysterious creature reveal itself to be...
Good afternoon.
It's the Dungeon Master!
It still doesn't make any sense to me that the Dungeon Master is leaving actual footprints in the world when he's not even supposed to be a physical entity in it. And like every episode, the Dungeon Master gives him some advice on how to get home, using some weird ominous phrases to both confuse and help them.
You must find the river that rains upside down. But beware, you must never touch the beauty that breathes the beast.
So once the Dungeon Master vanishes like he always does, the group decides to split up to cover more ground. So we cut to Bobby cutting through some vines in a forest with Sheila and Hank.
How is he destroying the vines with a club? There's not even a bladed side to that.
They stumble into this giant metal statue thing, which somehow surprises them even though the statue is like 100 feet tall. I don't know how you're surprised by that. But Hank pulls off some insane bow moves, which I didn't even know the bow had those kind of capabilities.
Magic bow, don't fail me now!
What? They took the arrow as like transit? He could shoot an arrow for them to fly with?
Not only is he able to shoot arrows that people can ride on, but he can also weld metal together, pulling one of the most childlike pranks and tying someone's shoes together to make them fall. Hank does exactly that. They continue down the path past the metal giant towards the desert before we cut to Eric, Diana, and Presto, where on their journey they end up finding some purple flower that looks very similar to the one in the Eye of the Beholder episode. And of course this is relevant in the Dungeon Master's words of caution as Eric smells this flower. He ends up smelling the flowers and polymorphs into a Bogbeast. And after getting flamed by his friends for several minutes,
You're right, it's not funny. It's disgusting.
the Dungeon Master returns to give him some advice on how to return to his normal form.
There is one way to undo the spell, and that way would be found in what you dislike the most.
So once they're done with that conversation, we cut back to Hank, Sheila, and Bobby as they're continuing to walk through the desert, still looking for water, and Hank asks the bow for some help.
What the hell? The bow? It has a life of its own?
Maybe it's trying to point out where the water is.
I think you're right, Bobby.
It's got like 30 different upgrade slots, I don't know, it's got a whole bunch of different effects. And through its own will, it shoots an arrow into the air.
It can do so much.
I don't understand it. That bow's never let me down before.
What is happening?
And they land in a pool of water surrounded by a whole bunch of Bogbeasts. They think they're enemies, but it turns out they're just normal NPCs that have their own side quest.
Calamung sent you to scare fish away.
Calamung want to be rid of Bogbeast forever.
The kids try to rally these Bogbeasts, but they're like, hell no. And they talk about an ancient scripture of theirs where their one true leader will come falling from the sky.
Sacred scroll say him like us, but not like us. Say him drop from sky. Lead us to victory
course that's
over
Eric.
Calamung.
And the timing could not be any better as we cut back to the other group of kids, running away from some giant water snake, somehow getting mysteriously pulled down as they drop right in front of the group. So they all end up joining forces to fight the Bogbeast's enemy, Calamung. They figure out Calamung's powers are from his amulet, so they end up snatching it, and that changes him back to his normal form of a Bogbeast before he gets chased away by some of the dwarven slaves he was working. During this battle, they also find the river that flows upside down, which the Dungeon Master told them about, on how to get home. They're able to return home with the amulet that they give to Eric in hopes that it converts him back to his human form, but it turns out it doesn't work. And they figure the only way for it to work is to stay in the Dungeons & Dragons world, and since this portal is only open temporarily, that would leave Eric alone to find his own way back.
I wonder what it'll be like alone.
And we see him regroup with the Bogbeast, which is his absolute nightmare. But of course we all know it doesn't end like that. The kids do end up returning.
We couldn't just leave you here all alone.
Eric's able to return to his normal form, even though it's for a weird reason.
I told you the answer would be found in what you dislike the most.
Eric hates this world more than anything.
Precisely. And this word
What
is the key to the
the
magic
hell?
of the medallion.
Listen, I'm sorry I missed the
Stupid
chance to get
reason.
home.
And to end the episode with the cherry on top, Eric gets flamed one more time.
We come to thank great leader and to say we sorry. Sorry? because you turned so ugly.
And if there's anything we've learned from this one episode, it's that everybody hates Eric the Cavalier.